The ABC 17 Stormtrack Winter Weather Special, sponsored by ATR Towing and Recovery and Boone Electric Cooperative, starts now.
Welcome to the ABC 17 Stormtrack Winter Weather Special. I'm Stormtrack Chief Meteorologist Jessica Hafner. With me is meteorologist Kevin Schneider and Luke Victor, as well as forecaster Nate Splater. We're heading into what could be an interesting winter after a fairly tame 2019-2020, although we already saw some preseason flakes before Halloween this year.
Last year we were in a neutral pattern, meaning there was no strong signal indicating El Nino or La Nina conditions were present. We still ended up with 18.1 inches of snowfall from December through February, about 3 inches above average.
This year could end up being quite a bit different across a lot of the country, starting this winter and potentially lasting into the spring, with a 60% chance of those La Nina conditions continuing past February.
In this special report, we'll break down the difference between El Nino and La Nina and what these cycles could mean for our local weather. But there's a chance this global pattern could play a role in how the next few months play out.
Mid-Missouri is expected to be right in the middle of two starkly different zones, with cold and wet conditions to our northwest and dry, warm conditions to our south. The southern parts of the state experiencing drought this fall may continue to see those conditions stick around.
Overall, we're expecting big swings in temperature with periods of below average cold and mild stretches in between. Precipitation is expected to be slightly above average with a few snow, mixed precipitation, and thunderstorm events through the next 3 months. Snowfall will likely be just above average, ranging between 20 and 25 inches from December through February. And with more winter weather likely on its way over the next few months, ABC 17 Stormtrack meteorologist Kevin Schneider breaks down what it takes to issue a variety of watches, warnings, and advisories.
From winter storm warnings to wind chill advisories and even ice storm warnings, the winter months can be a wild ride here in mid-Missouri. To help break down what all goes into these watches, warnings, and advisories, I spoke with KMIZ alum Emily Klaus, who works at the National Weather Service office in Kansas City.
What's the biggest thing you guys are trying to get across with all of these different winter products?
Whenever you're talking about a warning, a watch, or an advisory, what we're kind of relaying there is our certainty with things.
Certainty and timing, those are two big things that meteorologists at the National Weather Service office factor in.
So what we're not saying is that we value 5 p.m. on a Friday more so than a Sunday at midnight. What we're saying is we know more people are going to be traveling and being out and about Friday at 5 p.m., whether they're going home from work or they're leaving Columbia or Kansas City. So when there's more people out and about, there's going to be a greater impact with a weather event that could be happening, whether it's snow, sleet, winter mix, ice, anything.
But in typical 2020 fashion, one of the offices close to us had to break out something that doesn't get a whole lot of publicity, a snow squall warning. I asked Emily what the difference between that and what we normally see issued here is.
But whenever we're talking about criteria for a snow squall, we're talking about visibility reduction up to around 1/4 of a mile. So it's that lack of being able to see anything. There is no specific snow amount required with a snow squall. It's just based on that visibility reduction.
Emily mentioned one of the biggest problems during the winter months is being able to verify what's happening on the ground. One way you can help with that is by sending us pictures and reports of what's going on in your neighborhood through the ABC 17 Stormtrack weather app, or by sending them to us at share@kmiz.com. For the Stormtrack Weather Team, I'm meteorologist Kevin Schneider.
Some school districts in mid-Missouri could soon return to snow days. However, those plans could look different amid the COVID-19 pandemic. ABC 17's Zola Crowder checked out those winter weather preparations.
We're going to honor snow days. Snow days aren't dying. So it'll be a traditional snow day.
This time last year, Columbia saw record-breaking snow. So districts across mid-Missouri are making a plan for snow days. Southern Boone is keeping snow days traditional.
We've got 6 days built into the calendar that we can take off without penalty for inclement weather for snow days.
Columbia Public Schools and Southern Boone will take snow days whether kids are learning in person or online.
From that perspective, we have a blended school environment right now, and because of that, we will continue to have the standard snow days that everybody is most familiar with.
However, the Blair Oaks superintendent says they have not decided on how they'll tackle snow days yet.
But this concept of virtual education, obviously virtual learning that's going on, presents some options moving forward, and we're going to explore that. We do want people to have the opportunity to enjoy some of the normalcies that we've been missing this year. But unfortunately, I can't say this is exactly what it's going to look like at this point.
School districts are hoping snow days will be a normal thing for kids to enjoy during a very not normal year.
There's so many things that have been taken away and have changed because of where we are health-wise and in the midst of a pandemic. Maybe that's something that we should keep the same this year.
Thanks, Zola. As schools prepare for winter weather, so are local road crews in Boone County. ABC 17's Sydney Olson looked into how part of that includes some changes because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Both departments have ordered salt like what the city is storing here, but this year they're also planning ahead with the COVID-19 pandemic. Both Columbia Public Works and Boone County Road and Bridge have ordered tons of salt.
We do have a full salt dome, so we got 5,000 tons of salt.
We're fully stocked with salt, so I believe it's around 3,500 tons.
Boone County did a dry run of routes in October, but this year the city canceled theirs to try to limit contact. Instead, it is training new drivers individually. The department is also changing the meeting it holds at the beginning of each shift.
We're actually going to modify that this year, have drivers report directly to vehicles, so they'll get their briefing over a two-way radio system.
Boone County Road and Bridge is also taking precautions, but says if enough crew members are out, they may have to work longer shifts.
Well, we'd have to come in and rest them in shifts.
Even though both departments are taking precautions against the virus, they say they can't plan for everything with COVID-19 playing a role. Reporting in Columbia, Sydney Olson, ABC 17 News.
The Missouri Department of Transportation said it's ready for COVID-19 in winter. Crews will use several different materials on roads and highways across the state. That includes sand for traction in winter weather. Plow crews also expect to use a combination of salt and beet juice to prevent roads and bridges from freezing over. We're also told MoDOT has about 35,000 tons of salt ready for use. District Engineer Jason Schaefer says the byproduct from beets is more safe on vehicles.
It is not corrosive. It smells like dirty feet. It is kind of a purplish tinge. It will be brown if it gets on your car, but it washes right off. You don't have to worry about it causing any rust or anything like that. But it you know it's there. It's a little unsightly and it does not smell that great, but it is not corrosive.
The COVID-19 pandemic has created challenges for road crews in Jefferson City and Cole County. ABC 17's Connor Hirsch spoke with both departments about their preparations for this winter.
With winter weather right around the corner, crews here have started to prep and gear up for another year of treating the roads. But the pandemic has presented issues they've never had to deal with before.
You just can't imagine having half of your crew out just, at any given time. And so we've had to think about that going into this.
The new director of Cole County Public Works, Eric Landwehr, says about 30 people are needed during a winter weather event, but have relief staff that can step in if staffing gets slim.
They're trained and, experienced in plowing snow. They do it for us regularly every year, and we'll bring them in just to kind of get us by until we can get our full crew out.
Operations Director of Jefferson City Public Works, Britt Smith, shared the concern, saying they also have backup crews and plans in place if they can't have a full 50 crew members because of illness or quarantine.
That's more hours on that smaller staff. And it's also more time that the public is dealing with roads that aren't in as good a condition as we'd like them to be.
The other biggest concern for Jeff City this year is aging and rusting equipment.
Working on that, and we're finding a lot of issues. Our fleet has aged over the years, and we unfortunately haven't been able to fund very many fleet replacements.
The department presented the issues to the Public Works Committee, but Smith said the budget is tight, and he's unsure when or if they'll get new trucks and other equipment.
But with the condition of a fleet like that, I hope people understand that when things break down, that does slow us down, but we're going to get it back up and running as fast as we can and get it back on the road.
Both departments said they're going into the winter fully stocked on salt and chemicals to treat the roads, but will be able to replenish those as winter weather depletes those resources. Reporting in Jefferson City, Connor Hirsch, ABC 17 News.
Still ahead on the ABC 17 Stormtrack Winter Weather Special.
We're speaking with the Missouri State Highway Patrol about your responsibilities as a driver in the ice and snow. Welcome back to the ABC 17 Stormtrack Winter Weather Special. Every fall, the Stormtrack weather team gets to work researching to put together the winter forecast for the upcoming season, and it all starts with the global weather pattern. I took a look at what's driving our weather this fall and what major feature will play a role in what we can expect over the next few months. We're wrapping up a fairly variable fall after coming in warmer and wetter than average in September and finishing October cooler and drier. Temperature and precipitation swings can be blamed on La Niña, a global cycle marked by cooler than average ocean temperatures in the equatorial Pacific. We entered a La Niña pattern earlier this year after coming off a fairly neutral 2019. As we progress into winter, the Climate Prediction Center forecasts an 85% chance of moderate to strong La Niña conditions through January. Now, what does that mean for our weather here in mid-Missouri? In a typical La Niña pattern, the polar jet stream wraps around a strong blocking high, spanning over the northern Pacific to our west. As the polar jet drives south across the northern U.S., wetter and cooler conditions persist across the Pacific Northwest through the northern plains. Across the south, warmer and drier conditions usually play out. Since we're right in the middle of these two drastically different zones, we can expect a mixed bag of weather, from wild temperature swings to snow and ice to potential severe weather. It's been a decade since we saw our last strong La Niña, but it's hard to forget the winter of 2011 in mid-Missouri. Several cities saw record snowfall on February 1st and 2nd when a powerful storm dubbed the Groundhog Day blizzard dropped more than 17 inches of snow in Columbia, with higher amounts to the west. Below zero temperatures followed that storm, with widespread power outages across the region. The winter of 2010 to 2011 was the top snowfall-producing La Niña winter, with 45.6 inches in Columbia for the winter season of December through February. 2006 to 2007 ranked 5th with 24.1 inches. Columbia typically averages 15.2 inches of snow with an average winter temperature of 32.2 degrees. With La Niña expected to rule over the next few months, areas of drought could stick around across southern Missouri, along with slightly warmer than normal temperatures. Farther north, mid-Missouri will likely see big swings with slightly higher than average precipitation. It's an update to weather forecasting that's been long in the works. ABC 17 Stormtrack meteorologist Luke Victor spoke with NOAA about how this upgrade will improve winter weather forecasting.
Weather forecasting presents all kinds of challenges on its own. Throw the chance for snow into the equation, and things can go from a great, accurate forecast to a big old mid-Missouri bust. I can hear viewers typing heated emails already. However, there are steps being taken to help improve this process. I spoke with Dr. Vijay Talapragada, head of model operations at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. He's spearheaded a new upgrade to the Global Ensemble Forecast System, or GEFS for short. Ensemble forecasting is a bit different from FutureTrack, which we usually show you in our weather broadcasts. Dr. Talapragada gave a pretty good explanation on how this ensemble process works.
The Ensemble Forecast System, as you might be very well aware of, is providing you a range of possibilities. Unlike one single deterministic model where we put all our eggs in one basket and expect the best from it, doesn't work like that. Nature doesn't work like that. It has a lot of uncertainty. To represent the uncertainty is to go into the ensemble forecasting, where you perturb the initial conditions and also change slightly the understanding of the physical processes so that it provides you a range of possibilities, equally possible.
And the big question on all of our minds, how much can we expect an improvement in winter weather forecasting, whether it be snow, sleet, or freezing rain?
And we have evidence that the skill has improved by more than 20% in terms of snow forecasts and ice forecasts.
With an improvement of 20 to 30%, you can get a much clearer picture of where the real damage might be done. In terms of precipitation types, we'll also get a clearer picture on what areas might see more ice or which might see more snow. The entire interview is fascinating. Hearing how passionate Vijay and his team are in improving the weather forecasting process was incredible. You can listen to the full interview on my web story in the Stormtrack Insider blog on ABC 17 News. StormTrack.com. Reporting for the ABC 17 Stormtrack Winter Weather Special, I'm meteorologist Luke Victor.
Winter weather can bring some challenges to daily life in mid-Missouri, including how we get on the roads. ABC 17 Stormtrack forecaster Nate Splater joins me after taking a closer look at what you need to do to keep other drivers safe.
Jessica, I spoke with the Missouri State Highway Patrol and an insurance agent who both tell me that there are a couple of things you can do. Take a listen. Snow can be a beautiful thing to see when you're inside your home. However, when you're on the roads, it becomes quite a different story. Not only does it cover the roads, it's probably covering your car too. This brings up a few questions about how to be a responsible driver in the winter. First, what are your responsibilities for your own car? I spoke with Corporal Kyle Green from the Missouri State Highway Patrol about laws regarding wiping the snow off of your vehicle.
They are not legally required to remove snow or ice off their windshields. Now, with that being said, obviously they have an obligation to remove enough snow and ice that they can safely operate their motor vehicle, allowing, good visibility.
Missouri is not the only state without laws specifying the need to clear your car of snow. Kansas and Illinois also do not have these laws. Another question is about damage done to other vehicles. Are you going to be held responsible if snow from your vehicle causes damage to somebody else's, or even causes them to crash? Well, I spoke with Jay McClellan, Director of Public Services for Shelter Insurance, on situations in which you may be held liable.
Yeah, generally drivers have an obligation to keep their car safe and they're driving safe at the same time. If they don't do that, then, it's possible that they could be liable to someone else if that's what caused or maybe helped cause the other person's damage.
McClellan also offered some advice on how to be safer on the roads, including reducing your speed. Additionally, you should strive to accelerate and decelerate slowly, avoid locking up brakes, don't power up hills, and don't stop when going up hills. For more on these safety guidelines, visit our website at abc17news.com under the Weather tab. Reporting for the Stormtrack Weather Team, I'm Nate Splater.
Next on the ABC 17 Stormtrack Winter Weather Special, we'll tell you what kind of utility bill and overnight shelter help is offered in mid-Missouri. With winter weather comes freezing temperatures. That could leave many people looking for help with their utility bills or even with a place to stay. ABC 17's Zach Boetto spoke with local leaders to find out what help is available.
Agencies such as the Salvation Army and United Way of Central Missouri are now hitting a wall when it comes to providing financial aid and shelter assistance. According to representatives from both agencies, the demand for help in the first half of the year has put them in a tough position to provide through these winter months.
Well, and it is tough, Zach, because I can tell you when you know that there are limited resources and more people needing them than what you have, it is a very troubling situation.
This has a big effect on organizations like the Salvation Army in Jefferson City, which usually offers over 30 cots for people to sleep in during the winter months, but is now having to cut that number in half because of COVID-19 precautions.
We just don't quite feel comfortable having a lot of people into the facility right now. And also Cole County has some guidelines that we need to be following too.
The Salvation Army does offer a one-time $200 assistance stipend for rent or utilities, but with more demand, Vogler says the funds are running out faster, making the first-come, first-served nature of the program more competitive.
We're doing our best with what we can, but we are getting a lot of limitations, which unfortunately doesn't allow us to do all the services that we'd like to.
Some forms of help are still available for people in need. Warming centers are available in Columbia, but they'll look a little different adhering to COVID-19 precautions. You can find a link to those warming centers on our website. Reporting from Columbia, Zach Boetto, ABC 17 News.
Still ahead, I'll tell you what goes into an ABC 17 Stormtrack Weather Alert Day and how you can stay ahead of the ice and snow. Winter can bring just about every type of weather to mid-Missouri's 23 counties, highlighting the need to be informed about what's heading our way. The ABC 17 Stormtrack weather team issues weather alert days for inconvenient and dangerous weather all year round to keep viewers ahead of the storm. In winter, a weather alert day is issued for early season 1 to 3 inch snow events that could create problems on untreated roads. Freezing rain and ice can also trigger a weather alert day when slick road conditions are expected. Larger snowfalls and wind chills falling below zero, along with air temperatures cooler than 10 degrees below zero, are also included in the criteria. If any of these weather events are expected to impact mid-Missouri, our team of meteorologists issues a Stormtrack Insider blog with the timing and impacts to our website, social media platforms, and ABC 17 News and ABC 17 Stormtrack weather apps to spread the word. Thanks for joining us tonight for the ABC 17 Stormtrack Winter Weather Special. For the Stormtrack Weather Team, I'm ABC 17 Stormtrack Chief Meteorologist Jessica Hafner, wishing you a safe and happy holidays. Have a great night.
You've been watching the ABC 17 Stormtrack Winter Weather Special, supported by these sponsors.